What's up, guys? This is Elo Speaks back again with another video. So I just wanted to talk about the amazing performance that Kevin Durant have against the Milwaukee Bucks in Game 5 of the NBA playoffs in this back-to-back series. There's a few points I wanted to go over. One point would be the Kevin Durant great performance. Number two was the poor execution on defense for the Milwaukee Bucks. And number three is Giannis Antetokounmpo and his failure to lead his team to win this series. Possibly. But let me start with the first point now. As in regards to Kevin Durant, what an amazing performance from him. I was shocked by what I was witnessing. That was truly an amazing game by his opponent. He deserved his flowers immensely. That was one of the best performances I've ever seen from him, and I watched a lot of Kevin Durant games, and for him to pull that off was amazing. One of his games was his 50-point game in the NBA playoffs, and then after that he had his 43-point game in the NBA Finals against LeBron James and the Cavaliers in 2018, and then for him to pull this off right here after Kyrie Irving went down in the last game with an ankle injury, and James Harden basically hobbled throughout that whole game. He went 1 for 10 in that game, and I mean he had assists in the game that contributed, but still you could tell he was a healthy, he was a shell of himself, and he was just made to be a decoy just in case. But still, Kevin Durant was just doing it all. Almost had 50 points. He had 10 assists, he has 17 rebounds, and he shot 69% from the field. That's crazy. I've never seen something so a player that could score like that, so efficient like that was extraordinary. Kudos to him for that amazing performance. But the most surprising stat of that wasn't just the points, the rebound, assists, is the fact that he played all 48 minutes of the game. That was astounding. Defensively, they put him on PJ Tucker. I think PJ Tucker was just, I think he expended all his energy just trying to guard and contain Durant, which he couldn't do. But I think they put him in the corner, and that allowed Kevin Durant to get a little breather on defense. He wasn't guarding Giannis or Chris Middleton or Drew Holiday or anything like that. So that gave him a little bit of breather on the defensive side of the ball. But again, when it came to that performance, wow, what an amazing performance. That was one for the ages. That was up there with Jordan's 60-point game in Boston. That was LeBron James Game 6 in Boston. A lot of great performances, but that's up there with them in terms of how important the moment was for Kevin Durant, and to hit that clutch shot on PJ Tuck on Chris Middleton to put them up to seal the game. Great, amazing performance. All right, on my second point, I wanted to talk about the Milwaukee Bucks as a whole. Now, when it came to defensive scheme, poor execution on them, I blamed Mike Budenholzer. I feel like he didn't make adjustment on that. Obviously, when James Harden came into the game, they could tell that he was hobbled. I don't get why they didn't attack him on offense. I'd have been trying to get switches on him. I'd have been doing everything just to get him because I know he's defensively compromised, so I don't see why they didn't attack him. I don't get what was the game plan for that. And I didn't switch up nothing. Giannis tried to extend his range of shoot, but he's just not that guy in terms of trying to shoot. And then on top of that, the two people I'd have been trying to attack would have been Kevin Durant and James Harden. I know that James Harden is defensively compromised, so I'd have been trying to attack him the whole game. And on top of that, I'd have been trying to attack Kevin Durant on defense too, to get him tired or weaken his legs, so that way he don't put up those type of offensive performances like he did in Game 5. That's how you tire him out, by giving him enough breather to room on the defensive side by guarding PJ Tucker, who got 4 rebounds, and scored 0 points because he basically expended all his energy trying to guard Kevin Durant. I'd have been trying to attack him the whole game. So that that was foolish on his part. And on top of that, Giannis, as a former defensive player of the year, he's supposed to step up to the challenge and guard Kevin Durant. Now, he don't have to guard Kevin Durant every possession, but switch on him, like make KD see different looks. You can't put PJ Tucker on Kevin Durant all the time. I understand PJ Tucker is a great defender, and he's one of the few players that could bother Kevin Durant, but still, when Kevin Durant is in that zone where he's just a scoring machine, you gotta like switch it up. You gotta give switches. You gotta give different outlook. Make him see different coverages. Like change it up. And Budenholzer didn't necessarily do the right adjustments at the half to do that. I understand they was up 17, but still, if you see Kevin Durant was going off like that, he should have made the necessary changes mid-game, and that was poor on his part. So I was disappointed in that instance as regards to the Milwaukee Bucks as a whole and how they chose to go about it on the defensive side of the ball when they were seeing Kevin Durant go off like that. Now, on my third point is Giannis Antetokounmpo, aka the Greek Freak. This guy, I like Giannis as a person, I really do, but as a basketball competitor, he low-key makes me sick at the way he comes about the game. I made a video like a while ago called Giannis Antetokounmpo bends the knee to LeBron, and he stately says that LeBron James is the best player in the league after he won the MVP. And right there, that like ticked me off, because I'm like, yo, like, you can't do that. If you're the MVP, the most valuable player in the league, you're supposed to be saying you're the best player in the league. You don't genuflect to another man and say that they're better than you. Now, I'm not saying he said that LeBron James is better than him, but essentially that's what you're saying when you're saying this person is the best player in the league. You're essentially saying without saying that he's better than you. And you can't do that as a player, as a competitor, because they're going to sense weaknesses to that. And then during the interview, he said that, Kevin Durant is the best player in the league right now. And like right there is just like stuff like that just makes me want to slap him, because like, yo, like, get it together. Like, you can't be in awe of these type of players. I understand like LeBron James and Kevin Durant, they're all the best players in the league right now, but you have to look at yourself as one of the best players in the league as well, and like give yourself that confidence to say that, yo, I could beat these guys if I try really hard. I'm just as good, if not better, than these guys. Now, obviously, Giannis is not better than Kevin Durant or LeBron James, but he has to look at it that way. He has to dominate the game with that type of mentality, and I feel like he doesn't have that. And then on top of that, poor execution on his part. He had a lot of mental faux pas in terms of how he was going to attack the basket in the clutch time when the game started to get real tight. This guy had a key turnover when Jrue Holiday passed on the ball. He fumbled it because he didn't want to get to the free throw line and miss free throws. He's a poor free throw shooter. I don't see you've been in the league since 2013. You should be working on that. I don't get what's the issues with that. I don't know what's going on with his shooting mechanics, but he needs to work on that. And then on top of that, this guy had James Harden on the baseline, and James Harden told the help defense to go away. I got him. The disrespect right there. James Harden is hobbled with one leg, and you do a fadeaway jumper instead of attacking to the basket ferociously to get at least 2 points in a foul and then take your chances with the 1 point. But for you to do that, that means you were scared to go to the line and shoot those free throws, and that's where you're supposed to take over the game and dominate the game and put your will in the Brooklyn Nets and impose your physical dominance on them. You should have went at them and just keep attacking. They were going small, and you should have kept attacking them. There was no reason where Giannis should not have been able to take over the game. I understand that it was a lot going on. It was a hostile situation in Brooklyn. He was on the road, but still, this game was up for the taking. You guys were up 17 points, and you blew the lead. And then when things got tight, you choked. The fadeaway jumper over James Harden that missed, that right there was a key moment where he was supposed to attack James Harden on one leg that was hobbled, and you should have took advantage of that. And then when Jrue Holiday passed him the ball and he fumbled the balls because he was so worried about not trying to get fouled and dunked, that's that's a faux pas on his part. And then on the last possession when they shot the ball with Chris Middleton, he missed a three. That was another faux pas, poor execution. I blame that on the coach, but a lot of the blame has to go on Giannis Antetokounmpo, because in order for him to be a superstar athlete, he has to take over these games and he has to put his signature on this series to let him know, I'm better than Kevin Durant, I'm better than LeBron James, I'm better than whoever you put in front of me. I understand that over the course of the history that Giannis had some good outputs in the playoffs, but it was against teams that we expect him to beat. But when it goes up against actual competition of teams that, you know, we're expecting him to go through and make it to the finals, I just don't see it with him. I just don't see that dog mentality with him. He has it in spurts against like low-level teams, but against true competition that could potentially beat him, it's like he shrinks, and like I don't like that, because I see Giannis, he's a good player, he's a great dominant player, but he just doesn't have that takeover game where he's like, yo, give me the ball, I'm gonna keep attacking, and that's a horrible trait that I wish he had. Like, he doesn't have that mentality where, yo, I'm gonna just dominate, I'm gonna get to the rack, I don't care what you're gonna do, I'm gonna shoot this mid-ranger, I'm gonna potentially make this three. You could see the timidness in his face. He looks like a deer caught in headlights, and that's a horrible trait for a superstar to have, and that's alarming if you're a Bucks fan, because can you see yourself winning a championship with a type of guy like that, who's scared to go to the free throw line, who's scared to shoot, who if his one-dimensional game is to go to drive to the basket and they put a wall in front of him and he's basically like stopped right there. What could you do? You have to diversify your game. You have to get a mid-ranger. You have to shoot more consistently at three so teams could bring more defensive help and spread the ball out. But this drive into the lane, dunking, do all that, that's not enough. He has to do more. He has to be great. Now, the series not over. They're heading back to Milwaukee for Game 6. And Giannis has an opportunity to redeem himself and put a stamp on this series and see what he could do to tie the series and probably force a Game 7. But as of right now, Brooklyn took control of the series without Kyrie and with a hobbled James Harden. There's no excuses for Giannis. If he doesn't win this series, this is going to be a big blow to his legacy and how people view him. There was a whole bunch of talks about why Giannis has to guard KD, why he doesn't want to guard KD. I mean, we all know why he doesn't want to guard KD, but he did say recently that he's going to guard KD for Game 6, but we'll see when the time comes. If I was them, I was going to be throwing switches between him and PJ Tucker, but I'm not the coach, so it's whatever. But all in all, those are my thoughts and opinions on the matter. Great performance by Kevin Durant, one for the ages. Disappointed in Giannis Antetokounmpo. I'm disappointed in the Milwaukee Bucks front staff, the coaching staff overall, and how they executed on how to utilizing the players on offense and defense. That was a faux pas on their part. But as the leader and best player on the team, this all falls on Giannis Antetokounmpo. He has to step up. He has to be the superstar of the team. He has to be the best player in this series in order for them to win. And if he's not, then Kevin Durant is going to continue to beat him. And any other superstar that he go up against, he's going to fall short, because he just don't have that takeover gene where he dominates the series and put his physical will into it to bring his team closer to winning a championship. So he needs to do something about that. Again, great performance by KD, all in all. Those are my thoughts and opinions. Let me know yours in the comment section down below. Is this one of Kevin Durant's greatest performance? Did you think the Brooklyn Nets are gonna win the series? Do you think Milwaukee Bucks are going to choke the series away? Let me know in the comment section down below. This Elo Speaks out.